What's up, everyone? This is James at Locking the Value and CopyMyCrypto.com telling you today about the wonderful world of crypto. We're going to have a look at the market. There's a couple of interesting, there's one interesting tweet that's been coming out from Michael Berry that I'm going to talk about. And obviously there was the DNS exploit / hack yesterday, and I'm going to talk about that. Before I do, spreadsheet has been updated and it's looking pretty good. Everything's up, except look at Grin. I hate that red. Always lingering, that red. But yeah, the 26 coins that I've spoken about, 25 of them are obviously doing very well. If you invest $100 in each, you'd be up 29 grand. Obviously, if it's $200 in each, you'd be up 58 grand. So it's not bad. And interestingly, One Chain and Dragon Chain have been on an absolute tear in the last 24 hours. Really, really, really smashing it. So that's good to see. I actually thought Dragon Chain had done with its run for a good while. So yeah, it's nice to see. Engine still really going strong. Hovering around the 28x mark at this point, so that's great. Copy My Crypto is live, guys. So check it out. The link's right there. And it's just my live portfolio. What I do is I show you what I hold. I tell you when I'm making a trade and when I'm cashing in profits. Profit taking is a massive thing, guys. If you're not taking profits, you're doing something wrong. You're not going to cash out on the high of the market. But what I'll do is I'll constantly tell you when I'm making a trade. The reason being is if I'm trading out of a position into a new one, it's because I expect it, certainly in the short term, to do very, very well. So look out for those because they'll either come by email or video if you're on Copy My Crypto. There is, I believe, one that's going to be coming up very, very soon. In fact, this week. So keep an eye out for your emails, guys. Anyway, let's get into this market. Okay. Firstly, I don't know what the hell is happening with Bitcoin. I was really surprised to see the level of sell-off that we saw after it broke 61. And there was a few whales selling off, like pushing the prices down. But we actually did see that, like historically. In the 2018 bull run, 2017-18 one, we saw that as well. So it's nothing that's concerning, and anyone that's talking about the end of days for crypto gains is talking out their arse. There's plenty of good times to come. So I'm not too worried about it. I think we're looking at effectively a consolidation period for a little bit, and that's effectively an accumulation time. If you're not thrilled with any of the positions you're holding, you can add to them if you've got the chance. If you've got liquid cash, do it. Add to them. Right, let's get into Michael Berry. Now, Michael Berry, you can do nothing but admire Michael Berry in terms of the fact that this man bet against the housing market and realizing there was a bubble, and was one of the few people that actually won when that happened. And he was also one of the men that highlighted the issue with GameStop. So for people that got in on GameStop really early and made good money on that, he was one of the people that actually tweeted out about it, highlighting that GameStop was being massively shorted. And when the Reddit community took it upon themselves to take on the investors and the shorters, he was one of the men behind that. So it's nice to see. Although he did say it's been massively overbought, I don't want you losing your money. But what he's recently said is that he doesn't like NFTs. I mean, he's literally, like, his Twitter, he's actually changed the header image to NFTs exist so that the crypto grifters can have a new kind of magic bean to sell for actual money and pretend they're not selling magic beans. And you sort of get what he's saying to some degree, right? There's a lot of NFTs that have legitimate value, whether they're collectibles or whether it's, NFT art, right? Like the crypto art that you can get as an NFT. There's value there. There's no doubt about it. But he's just highlighting that there is an opportunity for scam artists, and that's something to watch out for, particularly around the NFT market, because there are so many new projects popping up, and when you've got a sea of anonymous teams, that is a cause of concern. So please, if you're investing into new projects that are going, we're an NFT machine or whatever, make sure you're checking out if you can look at the team behind it. If you know, try and do your research, because there's going to be a lot of people that get burnt by this, and he's not wrong on that. It's not great to see sort of someone with prominence sort of quashing um, the NFT market at the moment. You don't want to see that, but you do have to take it seriously in terms and actually reflect on the fact that he is right. There's going to be a lot of NFTs that are worthless that people are buying into because, oh, NFT is the hot thing. But make sure you're buying into the right kind of project. And that's basically all he's saying, is be careful. But yeah, that was quite interesting seeing him say that. And as you can see on his Twitter, if that's loaded yet, I don't know what is going on with the internet around my area. But yeah, he's outright said, I think I want to see. I actually want to see that again. I'll let that load. And and that's some of the negative news that's come out in the last 24 hours. We'll show you the other negative news before we show you the sort of happy news at the end. It's always end on a high, right, guys? Yeah, still not loading. So slow. Anyway, so PancakeSwap and Cream Finance suffered DNS attacks, and that was pretty serious. That happened yesterday. CZ of Binance tweeted out about it, basically alerting users to not go onto PancakeSwap because of a DNS attack. It was quite staggering to see. If anyone in the crypto space, if you were on Twitter last night, you saw a lot of idiots, because I did, I'm sure I did. The amount of people talking about this would never happen on Ethereum, this would never happen on da 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 da, and it was not like, people seem to be missing the point of what a DNS attack is, because it's just a domain name server attack. It's not it's not a blockchain attack at all. So the fact that Cream Finance got hit, and the fact that Binance Smart, the PancakeSwap got hit, it was down to the domain name server getting hit. And if you're unfamiliar, I suggest you read up on what a DNS attack is. Okay, because it's just hijacking a platform's domain and seizing communication between the project and its clients. Basically, all that ended up happening was the people that were using it were sent to a different place and input their private keys and seed phrases, and as a result, obviously, other people had access to your holdings. It's a problem, right? And it's quite a major thing. Like, Cream Finance allegedly lost about 130,000 ETH to hackers, which is $24 million. Yeah, so those hackers did well in how much they got. Okay, and we saw a lot of the projects have a little dip in value, but they have all recovered. They have all outright stated everything is fine. We're on top. It is sorted. But it's also nice to see immediately that they're trying to take care of the people that are using the platform. Like, immediately, they're alerting everyone. Our DNS has been compromised by a third party. And they have tweeted out saying that we are on top of it now, so everything's back under control. But it's just something to be aware of. Yeah, DeFi. We're going to see this more over the coming year, that people are going to try and hack. However they do it, they're going to try and hack into these platforms. And if you're being asked for a seed phrase or private key, and you shouldn't be, you need to deal with that, and either contact the developers or the platform that you're using, however it is, if it's bloody Twitter or if there's a contact email. But don't do anything about seed phrasing, or don't do any private keys until you are certain that you're not about to get screwed, because this is going to happen a number of times throughout this year. There's certainly going to be attempts. So please bear that in mind, guys, because you don't want to get wrecked by some very skillful hackers. And they're the sort of negative-ish news. Well, that's definitely negative. The Michael Berry thing. It's not nice to see anyone shitting on NFTs at this point, but he is sort of making the point that a lot of them might not be valuable, and it's just worth bearing that in mind. And the last thing, and this is the good news. This is the good news. This is what we want to see. And this is that Goldman Sachs are fully in on blockchain and Bitcoin now. They've said so, and this is worth reading. This is the financial news. So they've said, as the meteoric rise of Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies continue at pace, investment banks are now getting in. For Goldman Sachs, it is a return to a project that had been all but abandoned in the last 2 years, which is nice to see them doing a U-turn. I've never been a fan of Goldman Sachs. They set the desk up in 2018 and basically abandoned it. And its second debut comes after Bitcoin broke 60 grand over the weekend. So it's interesting that Goldman are now considering buying, selling, and holding Bitcoin, and looking into, expanding their very small at this point blockchain team. Goldman is determined to stand out from its peers, and like rival JP Morgan, which has been busy developing its own JPM coin, of course it has. Goldman Sachs are not focused on creating any sort of any version of their own coin. Okay, they're looking at it as a long-term investment plan, and it's good to see. It's really good to see. This is what we want. Yeah, fundamentally, it's been about time. So the crypto team is watching Facebook's DM and buying stakes in startups to get ahead. So what I would say as well, if you start looking at any startup crypto projects and you see Goldman Sachs in those investors, and we might start seeing that over the coming year. It won't be any time within the next month or so, but maybe 5, 6, 7 months down the line, we start seeing Goldman Sachs as investors in some polka dot parachain that's coming up. That's going to be bloody awesome. Yeah, and I would be getting in on that just because you got to fancy that they're going to pump a bit of cash in, and they've obviously going to have done a decent chunk of research if they're willing to get in on a project. But the startups won't just be like crypto startups. It'll be there's going to be a stupid amount of different levels of startups that they're looking into. But it's a really good news story. It's nice to end on a high when we're seeing a sort of market that is not enjoyable to see. There's nothing huge happening, right? Sideways moving. There's a few projects that have obviously pumped. Always tend to be lower cap, although Terra I think is up. But yeah, just wanted to reflect on that anyway. Anyway, that's it. So yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got to say today. I just wanted to reflect on the news. As always, I'll keep this spreadsheet updated. Let me know if any of you are in on any of these 26. I'm hoping for all of your sake it isn't Grin, that piece of crap. Okay, but other than that, let me know if any of you are in on this. And check out Copy My Crypto. The link is right there. I have to point across myself. It's annoying. Yeah, like I said, it's a live platform. It's a live portfolio, so you'll get messages every time I make a trade, every time I buy into a new position. If I'm buying into a new position, it's because I think in the short term something is going to do very, very well. So check it out. You'll be the first to learn. Anyway, take care. Stay safe, guys. Bye.